All right, we're here with the executive chef of Dollywood, Chef Chris Seabrook, talking about some of their foods for Flower and Food Festival. But today we're getting ready to show you how to make some street tacos. So first off, tell us what we have here.
Okay, so we have our setup for our chicken street taco. One of our things that we do on Market Square. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start our pico de gallo.
All right, why do we start that first though?
Because you want to let the flavors sort of marinate within the pico de gallo. Give it at least about 10-15 minutes to sit. So we have some diced tomatoes that we'll add to the bowl.
Okay.
Then we have some red onions. Now I like to use red onions because red onions have a nice flavor.
Okay.
Okay.
So how did you come up with some of these dishes for Flower and Food Festival?
Well, it's sort of like research. You know, I sort of see what the people, what they like, and then see what can actually be a crowd pleaser. So as we know, tacos is usually always a crowd pleaser.
You can't go wrong with tacos in my book.
You cannot go wrong with tacos. We have some pickled jalapenos.
Okay. And you can, I guess, add as many or as few as you like.
Cilantro that adds that nice flavor. All right. Now this salt and pepper mix has a little bit of cumin in there. All right. That cumin adds that nice little earthy spice to this right here. Then we're going to take a little olive oil. Then we're going to hit it with the lime juice. A little bit of lime juice goes a long way.
Okay, so you don't want to go overboard with this. You can always add more.
Yeah, that's it. So the key to doing food is always to taste it, then add more as you go along.
Makes sense.
Because once you add too much salt or too much lime, you can't take it out.
You can't go back.
So we're going to mix this together.
Okay.
All right. You want to mix for me?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and be your little helper here.
There you go.
This is just one of many dishes that's here for Flower and Food, but we know that there's also a tasting pass. Talk to me about what's on that tasting pass and how you came up with those particular dishes.
Okay. So the tasting pass consists of everything that we do for Flower and Food within our within the Market Square. So Market Square, we have booth number 1, which actually has Cubans. All right, they have a corn shaker, a corn salad shaker, Mexican corn salad shaker, and then when we move to Market Square, you'll have a loaded potato tornado, all right, which is actually a potato that we turn on the stick, and then we actually put it with some cheese sauce, bacon, scallions. What we're going to do is we're going to take this chicken over to our hot skillet, and then we're going to start to sear this off. It's more of a discounted price. So this way, if you want to come in and you have a family, you want to taste everything, you can get that tasting pass. It makes it a lot easier to go around and taste everything. And you see you get that nice sear when you hear it in the pan there. When you come in, you want to experience everything. You just don't want to come in and then spend all your money on one item. Talk
to me a little bit about your background and what brought you to Dollywood.
I started out in the industry actually doing dishes. Went to culinary school out the Academy of Culinary Arts, which is out in Mays Landing, New Jersey. I went to work for Marriott Hotels. Worked for Marriott Hotels for over 27 years. I wanted to do something different. And they reached out to me here at Dollywood, and from there I kind of came down, did a tasting, and we loved everything. Oh yeah, that's looking good. All that cumin and all those spices are toasted, real nice in there. Okay, first thing to the taco is we have our corn tortilla shells here. Okay. Now I use corn tortilla instead of flour because we get a lot of guests here that are gluten-free.
So talk to me a little bit about how you came up with the other dishes as well and why you picked those for this festival.
Well, the other dishes we come up with, and I do have another executive chef, Matt Foreman, that's the other half of the team here. We sit down together and come up with dishes that we feel, when we say Flower and Food, we try to do things that match with what we do here in the park. We still have to keep it sort of with the East Tennessean type of flair, and then add our flair as chefs to it. You know, we want to take food to a whole nother level and bring in something different that people haven't seen. So with that, we'll come up with the tacos and we'll do other things like I have a bulgogi nachos in one of our booths, and then I'll have a pulled pork sandwich with cucumber kimchi. So it's taking some of those things that you normally get, like a pulled pork sandwich, and just elevate it a little different so people can see it a different way. Once it starts to bubble up a little bit, that's when you know that those shells are getting real nice. I'm gonna take our shredded chicken, and these are pickled red onions right here. Let's get it nice and toasty.
So yummy. So now what do you add to make it a little more elevated?
We're gonna add a little cotija cheese, Mexican cheese, All right, it's like a grated Mexican cheese. We do have a little lime crema. Then we're gonna finish it with some fresh cilantro. It's worth it for us to make sure that people get to taste a little bit of everything that we do within the park. And that tasting pass gives them that experience.
Well, Chef Chris, thank you so much for allowing us to come in and for showing us this delicious dish. And I guess it's time for us to go ahead and take a bite in a minute.
There we go.
All right.